Where are we headed?
Down this way. And then if you go up the street, there was an encampment to the left, but I don't know if they've been moved.
Is this a good get out here?
Yeah.
Quick interaction here?
Sure.
HELP is really an interesting program. I mean, our mechanism to get involved with people in this space is really that community member come into contact with police.
We want to help the folks that are the most acute. We've had several clients that have had several different mental health diagnoses, as well as just addictions that no one wants to deal with them, so they become a police problem. They're running into them 6-7 times a day. That's when HELP steps in.
Hi.
How you doing? I'm Mike. I have my friend here, Rachel.
Yeah.
And she's a wealth of resources. So obviously you're not in any trouble. We just want to come and check on you and make sure you're doing okay.
Day to day, we start our day at about 7. We meet in this room. We kind of talk about the plans for the day.
All of the divisional teams kind of connect and come together, and we kind of all talk about what we're going to do with our day. And then we hit the streets.
We ensure we drive by all the encampments that we can, make sure there's no tent fires. And then if we see anybody that doesn't look like they're doing well on the street, we always stop in, see if there's anything we can help them out with.
There's a lot of our clientele have trouble getting financial services, housing, support, and basic necessities such as food and water and clothes. And we're just trying to be that middleman, getting them into those support systems.
Our struggling community members, I think there's a lot of mistrust, and I think HELP is they're hearing their story out and trying to meet these community members where they were at.
The problem is I have no ID, I have no bank account. Now, because of that, I've been cut off my methadone.
There was one thing that we could do for you right now. What would that be?
What's the most important thing to you right now? You said that it might be helpful getting back on your methadone now.
I'm scared to go back there because they called the cops on me. You guys run my name right now, I'm probably gonna go to jail.
That's not what we're here for.
No.
Right, like I said, you're not in trouble. We're just here to chat because it sounds like you're having a pretty rough go of it.
The stuff that we see day to day are people just surviving, living moment by moment.
A lot of them have survival brain, and their brain, because they've been put in such traumatic situations, their neural pathways are just different. So how can they think about a housing appointment 2 weeks from now when they're worried about where they're going to sleep tonight, if they're going to freeze, if they have money for food? A lot of our participants are just trying to make it through the next hour, so planning day to day is so difficult for them.
What were you saying we could do for you?
Go to the clinic.
Yep.
They go there with me, that way I know that I can't get arrested when I go there.
Okay, we can make that happen for you, my friend.
So the light, the hope, and the joy in this job is being able to see the success stories, being able to see somebody finally be able to see a doctor for the first time, being able to see somebody get housed for the first time.
Whether it's the one person just getting him a meal, a warm meal that day, or if it's just getting him that ID and just seeing the smile on his face, that's enough for me.
He's had a couple unfortunate circumstances, it sounds like, at some of the clinics that he frequents, and his perception now is that he's banned from the one that we're going to check into right now. If this little interaction didn't happen, then he probably wouldn't come back here, right? So hopefully he can go back and get back on his treatment.
Well, and he even said, he's like, I feel better when I'm on methadone. The fact that he identified that as a primary need, to get that methadone, I think it's important. He did that.
I think before we started communicating like we do now, there was always the idea that we're working on opposite ends of the spectrum. We want different things for our community. That's obviously not what the case is. We want the same things, safer communities for everybody, and especially for our folks. I just think it took time to come to that, and now that we're here, I don't think you could ever go back to what it was.